In this video, we will discuss Inventory 1, Inventory Movement, Product Defect Menu. In this menu, you can process the defective inventory assets that you've found from manufactured or purchased goods. And prior to entering a new product defect slip, you need to set up defect types. You can register the causes of item defects as defect type codes. To set up the codes, you can double-click on Defect Type field, and in the displayed pop-up, click New and Edit at the bottom. Then click New, and enter a random code and the name of the defect, and you can click Save. So after setting up defect type codes like this, you can select a type code when registering a new product defect slip. And you can search and view data based on each defect type code in the Product Defect Status menu. And in the new Product Defect menu, you can either manually search and enter item codes and create a new product defect slip, or you can load existing data such as sales, purchases, goods receipt, and location transfer slips, and apply the loaded data. So right now, I will show you how to enter data based on each action at the top right side. So firstly, you can select Dispose action if you want to throw away the discovered defective items and deduct their quantity from the corresponding warehouse. So if you select Dispose, you can enter the items that you will dispose at the bottom area and enter quantity and click Save. So for instance, if one quantity of shampoo item that was being stored in the headquarter warehouse needs to be disposed, you can first enter the item code and enter 1 in quantity field. Then in the defect type field, select the corresponding type code and click Save. After saving, if you go to the Inventory 1, Reports, Inventory Book, you can search by the shampoo item and view data. Here you can see that the product defect that you've entered has been displayed in the search results, and that the quantity that you've entered has been deducted. And also, after entering a disposal, you can view the disposal status report in the left menu. So in this menu, if you click Search, the list of disposed items will be displayed. And we're gonna go back to the new product defect menu. Here you can also select Disassemble in the action field. And you can deduct the quantity of defective items, but at the same time increase the quantity of normal items. This action is mostly used by manufacturers. For instance, if there are defective products among the goods you have manufactured. By using the Disassemble type, you can deduct the quantity of manufactured goods, but at the same time retrieve the quantity of some materials that have been put into the products. So firstly, you can enter the defective items in the item code field. Then enter quantity and set the defect type. Then in the normal item tab, you can apply BOM. So if you select all and apply BOM, all the items that are required to produce the corresponding item will be applied to the input screen. And if you select Step 1 and apply BOM, the materials that are directly required to produce the corresponding item will be applied. And you can also select whether to apply BOM including semi-finished goods by the checkbox on the right side. after applying BOM, if the materials applied in the input screen need to be used again as normal items, you can directly click Save, and if not all quantity but part of the quantity has been retrieved, you can modify quantity and save. So this time I will not modify any quantity and click Save. After saving, you can verify the saved data in the Inventory Book menu. So firstly, if you search by the manufactured good, you can see that the manufactured goods that you've processed as defect items have been decreased, as many as the quantity you've entered. And this time, if you search by the materials, here you can see that the quantity of the materials entered as normal items has been increased. And also, after entering data as disassemble, you can use Disassemble Status menu in the left menu. In this menu, if you click Search button, you can view the disassemble history, such as defective items, quantity, and normal items, and quantity. And back in the New Product Defect menu. Next, you can select Normal Use Action if the level of defect is minor and if you want to simply manage defect history. And entering a product defect as normal use will mark the item as decreased by defect and then received again, but it will not affect the book quantity. So I will enter data, for example. So if 5 quantity of the shampoo item have been slightly damaged but still be able to be used, if you enter the corresponding details and select normal use type, then if you click Save, you can verify the details of the normal use by going to the Inventory Book menu. In this menu, if you search by shampoo item, you can view the details such as decreased quantity, received quantity, and the balance that has not been affected. And back in the New Product Defect menu. To go further, you can use this menu to identify the defect rate of your production. If you load existing goods receipt data and create product defect slips, you can view defect rate status report and compare manufactured quantity with defective quantity. You can click Manufacture button and select the desired goods receipt slip and click Apply All button. And if 100 out of 300 manufactured quantity has been turned out as defective, you can enter 100 in the quantity field and set the defect type, and you can click Save. After saving, you can go to Inventory 1, Inventory Movement, Defect Rate Status Report. So in this menu, if you click Search, you can verify that 300 quantity have been manufactured, and 100 quantity have been defective, and the corresponding defect rate. And one thing to note is that in order to have the program successfully calculate defect rate, the factory entered in the goods receipt data and the location entered in the product defect data must be the same. If not, defect rate will not be properly displayed. So far, in various reports that are related to product defect data, such as disassemble status, disposal status, and defect rate status, and also in the product defect status menu under the new product defect menu, you can search and view data by various search conditions. Also, you can aggregate data by each defect type code. So for example, if you go to product defect status menu, in this menu, if you click search, you can sort the displayed data as well by clicking each field title, such as defect type and action and item. And also you can customize the displayed template by clicking option in the upper right corner, template setup button. And lastly, if you want to modify or delete the slips you've entered, you can go to Product Defect List menu in the left menu. So in the list menu, you can click on the date number of the desired data. And in the modify screen, you can modify data and save again, or you can click delete to delete the slip.